So as I said, John Foster arranged all this. They collected all sorts of things in England, in Cheltenham, for me in Romania, from chocolate to the aforementioned computers, from computers to, I don't know, tapes with music, tapes with some films, I think. They brought a van with all sorts of goodies. I brought in Socrate as a friend to get involved in this. He would, with his business mind, he would then get some of the things for himself. Obviously, it makes sense. Um, and I mean, we agreed on that. We will do a sort of a business deal. They were brought as a sign of appreciation, of friendliness from England to me, to do with them whatever I feel like. And it made sense to share some of this with him, for instance, and whoever in his tunnel. And then what we did with part of the things, we put them in what was called then consignația, were the first private shops, so to say, after the communist regime, when everything, 95% of things were in common property, so to say, with exceptions. And they were sold, and we would share the money again. And we will keep using this for various enterprises for a few years. Then we stopped for a while, and back in, I don't remember, I can ask him, of course, anytime. In 95, maybe 6, he called me again and asked me if I want to become a partner in the company where we're still partners now, maybe 20 years on. Algernon. And to come back to John Foster, she came to Bucharest. She came in a van all the way from England. They drove a white Ford, if I remember well, Ford van, with a wheel on the right hand side, which is terrible to drive in places where we drive on the opposite side of the road and the car is in a mirror. For one thing, you have a car ahead and you don't see when you want to pass, and you need to pass a lot of vehicles in Romania, because many of them at that time, now they're not allowed on highways, on some national roads. In theory, in practice, I don't know what the situation is. I haven't been out of Bucharest in maybe 10 years. Well, with one exception, by train, when Madi, my sister, invited me to Brașov 3 years ago or so. So I'm not sure what. For sure, there are fewer cars now, especially on very crowded, busy roads. Probably on some, for sure, on rural and in less important villages which are not on the way to Brașov and Cluj, you find them. Back then, they were ever present. They were all over the place. Plus, slow cars, slow trucks, and you couldn't see. So there was always tension. I know, because we went driving with them. I will explain probably in the next episode. She relied on this partner, this man who came partner in this venture of bringing things to Romania. And he would say, okay, you can go. No, not really. It's very frustrating to have to rely on your co-pilot to know when to pass by. And it's also true, attention, and the very bad for the one having to make assessments and tell the driver what to do, because you can't say for the other, you know how you would press the accelerator or the brake, but to do this, to really be in his or her skin, actually in this case, is difficult. So we were accelerated. We were happy, grateful. As I said, they brought all kinds of things. Maybe I should ask Socrates for an estimate if he remembers the value of what was brought in, but it definitely was really, really important. It was used as seed capital. It was not $1 million, obviously. I mean, it's absurd and I would say even counterproductive. And to give someone so much money in order to help him do something else, he will stop to get going with the project. He will stop doing things. In fact, speaking of this, there's a famous lottery winners research, which proved that giving people $1 million, I mean people who win $1 million and more dollars in by participating in the lottery, do not get better. No, their happiness level increases, goes up for a few months, but then it comes back to their former base level of happiness, to the level they had before the big win. So it's a myth. It's not true. It doesn't work that way. You win so much money and you are so much happier. No, it's proven by psychology tests. Well, what happened then, it's for tomorrow.